So, the Silk Road sounds romantic, doesn't it? Ancient, exotic, full of mystery. Marco Polo waltzed through here. For backpackers, it's a siren song. A dusty, sprawling, often uncomfortable siren song. A challenge, a dare, a way to one-up your mates. Oh, you did Southeast Asia? Cute. I did the Silk Road. The allure is undeniable. Visions of camel caravans, heaps of fragrant spices, shimmering silks obviously. That's the brochure version anyway. The reality? More like bumpy bus rides, questionable roadside food, and a whole lot of waiting. Still, you tell yourself it's an adventure. A journey back in time. A chance to see things few people see. Or, it's a good excuse to escape your cubicle. Whatever your poison, the Silk Road beckons. It whispers promises of epic tales, and probably a few stomach bugs. But let's be clear, this isn't some Indiana Jones fantasy. Our Grand Silk Road Odyssey kicks off in Xi'an. Used to be Chang'an, capital of like a dozen dynasties. Now, it's a big sprawling Chinese city. Noise, traffic, the usual urban symphony. It's where the Silk Road officially began, or so the tourist boards will happily tell you. The main event in Xi'an, the terracotta army, thousands of clay soldiers, staring, endlessly, Emperor Qin Shi Huang's afterlife posse. It's impressive, no doubt. Mind-boggling even, for the first hour anyway. Then you realize they all kinda look the same. Stern, silent, covered in centuries of dirt. Still, you gotta see 'em. Tick that box. Then there's the city wall. Big, old, you can bike on it, which sounds charming until you factor in the smog. It's a good way to get your bearings, to see the old city layout, and to work up an appetite, which is crucial because Xi'an has food. Oh, does it have food? Forget the stone-faced warriors for a moment. The real soul of Xi'an is in its Muslim quarter, a chaotic, vibrant maze of alleyways, smoke, sizzling meat. Leaving Xi'an, you head west, deeper into the unknown, or, deeper into Gansu province. The landscape starts to change, gets drier, dustier. Welcome to Dunhuang, an oasis town. Sounds refreshing, right? An oasis. It's mostly just a town surrounded by a lot of sand. The Gobi Desert doesn't mess around. This was a crucial stop on the old Silk Road, still is for tourists. The big draw here, the Mogao Caves, hundreds of grottos carved into a cliff face, filled with Buddhist art, murals, statues, some of it thousands of years old. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site, naturally. You shuffle through in hushed groups, flash photography strictly forbidden. Some of the Buddhas look serene, others frankly a bit bored. After a while you might feel the same, but it's culture, damn it. Then there are the Singing Sand Mountains, Mingsha-shan, giant dunes that supposedly sing when the wind blows, or when enough tourists slide down them on plastic sleds. It's a striking sight, sand everywhere. And a little lake, Crescent Moon Lake. Looks like something out of a movie. Until you see the crowds, and the camels. Oh, the camels. Lined up waiting for their next load. Next stop on this dusty trail, Turpin, deep in the Turpin Depression, one of the lowest, driest, and hottest places on Earth. They're not kidding about the hot part. It's the kind of heat that slaps you in the face, the kind that makes you question your life choices. Why am I here? Why am I not by a pool, with a beer? But adventure calls, or something like that. So you soldier on, sweating profusely. They have a place called the Flaming Mountains. Sounds dramatic. It is. Barren red sandstone hills that look like they're on fire, especially under the midday sun, which by the way you should avoid, unless you enjoy feeling like a rotisserie chicken. The Uyghur legend says a dragon was slain here. Its blood turned the mountains red. Sure, why not? Makes for a good story while you're melting. The ancient people here were clever though. They built the Keres irrigation system. Underground channels carrying meltwater from the mountains. Genius, really. Ancient air conditioning and water supply. You can visit parts of it. It's cool, literally. A brief respite from the inferno above. It's what allows them to grow grapes here, in this furnace. Grapes and melons. Sweet, juicy, life-affirming grapes and melons. This is Uyghur country. Section 5, Kashgar, the Wild West of China, kinda. Pushing further west, you finally reach Kashgar, the last major Chinese outpost on this Silk Road leg. It feels different here, sharply different. The faces change, the language you hear shifts. Less Mandarin, more Uyghur. It's a city with a long, complicated history. A crossroads of cultures for centuries. Or at least, it used to be. Now, it's complicated. Still, the legendary Sunday market is still a thing. Though perhaps a bit more regulated than in days of yore. It's a sprawling, chaotic affair. Livestock trading in one corner, donkeys, sheep, cattle, spices, nuts, dried fruits piled high, textiles, carpets, knives, hats. Everything you could possibly imagine and some things you couldn't. It's an assault on the senses. In a good way, mostly. You'll probably buy something you don't need. The old city of Kashgar. Ah, the old city. Source of much debate. Some parts are beautifully preserved or reconstructed. Winding alleyways, mud brick houses, artisans at work, coppersmiths, woodworkers. Other parts have been modernized, systematically. It's a strange juxtaposition. History rubbing shoulders with progress, or erasure depending on your point of view. Section 6 border games, swapping ni hao for salom, getting out of China and into Central Asia. This is where the real fun begins, the border crossing. Usually it's the Irkeshtam Pass, or maybe Toragart. Neither is a walk in the park, let me tell you. Expect bureaucracy, lots of it. Forms, stamps, questions, and then more forms and more stamps. Patience isn't just a virtue here, it's a survival skill. You'll spend hours, maybe a whole day, just shuffling from one official to another, feeling like a very small, insignificant cog. And then there's no man's land. That weird, desolate strip between countries, often a few kilometers of rough road with mountains looming. There's a sense of unease. You're not quite in China, not quite in Kyrgyzstan yet, just in between. It's a good place for some light existential dread, or just wondering if your visa is actually valid. The guards on either side tend to look serious, very serious. Best not to crack any jokes. Most routes will take you through a slice of Kyrgyzstan before you hit Uzbekistan. And Kyrgyzstan? It's stunning. Mountains, green valleys, yurts and horses. A dramatic change from the deserts of western China. The air feels cleaner, the pace slower. It's a brief, beautiful interlude, a chance to breathe, to reset, before plunging into the next chapter. The stands await, and then, Uzbekistan. Section 7 Samarkand, drowning in blue tiles and tourist hordes. Samarkand. The name itself echoes with history. Timur's capital. Tamerlane, to us Westerners, a jewel of the Silk Road, and they won't let you forget it. The Registan. 3 massive ornate madrasas covered in dazzling blue tiles. It's breathtaking. Truly. You'll stand there, jaw slightly agape, just like every other tourist. And there are a lot of tourists. Tiles. So many tiles. Blue, turquoise, gold, intricate patterns, every mosque, every mausoleum, every significant building. It's an ocean of ceramic artistry. You'll take hundreds of photos trying to capture the grandeur, trying to get a shot without 20 other people in it. Good luck with that. It's beautiful, yes. But it's also a well-oiled tourist machine. Be prepared for the hustle. Amir Timur is the man here, the local hero. Statues of him everywhere, usually on a horse looking stern. He conquered half the known world or thereabouts, and made Samarkand his glorious capital. The history is immense, overwhelming even. Section 8. Bukhara, ancient vibes and yet more Plav. After the somewhat overwhelming grandeur of Samarkand Bukhara. Another ancient Silk Road city. Another Uzbek gem. But it feels different. A bit more intimate. More lived in perhaps. The historic center is a labyrinth of narrow alleys, mud brick walls, mosques and madrasas. It's still impressive, still full of stunning Islamic architecture. But the scale feels more human. You can wander for hours, get lost and stumble upon quiet courtyards and hidden tea houses. The Kalin minaret is the icon of Bukhara, the Tower of Death, they used to call it, because legend has it criminals were thrown from the top. Charming. It's an incredible piece of brickwork. Tall. Imposing. You can climb it if you're feeling energetic. The views are worth the effort. A panorama of the old city. Domes, minarets, and the vast expanse of the desert beyond. Just try not to think about its gruesome nickname on the way up. The heart of old Bukhara is Liabi House, a plaza built around a pool shaded by ancient mulberry trees. This is where people gather, locals and tourists alike, to drink tea, to chat, to watch the world go by. It's a great spot to relax, to soak in the atmosphere, and of course to eat more plav. Uzbekistan runs on plav, the national dish: rice, carrots, onions, meat. Section 9, the aftermath, what this dusty road does to a soul. And so, the Silk Road journey, or this particular stretch of it, winds down. Maybe you end up in Tashkent, Uzbekistan's capital, modern, Soviet-influenced architecture, wide avenues, green parks, a functioning metro. It's a bit of a shock after the ancient wonders. Almost normal, which feels strange. You've seen so much, endured so much. The dirt, the delays, the dodgy toilets, the questionable food that sometimes turned out to be amazing. Was it all worth it? You sit there nursing a final beer, or a tea, reflecting on the miles covered, the borders crossed, the people met, the sights seen, the sheer stubborn persistence it took. Yeah, it was probably worth it, despite the frustrations, despite the discomfort, because those things fade. What remains are the memories, the vibrant chaos of Kashgar Market, the overwhelming beauty of Samarkand's blue domes, the quiet dignity of a desert nomad. You've learned a few things along the way. Patience, for starters. You had no choice. How to haggle for everything, from a taxi ride to a trinket. How to say hello and thank you in multiple languages, badly. That all instant noodles are not in fact created equal.